So, what exactly is trauma? It's a term we hear often, but do we really understand what it means? Trauma isn't just a single event or a moment in time. It's a complex and multifaceted experience that can affect every aspect of a person's life. Look, it's not just about something bad happening to you. It's not just a car accident or a physical injury. Trauma is about the emotional and psychological impact of that event. It's about how that event changes you, how it alters your perception of the world and yourself. It's about how that event impacts you, how it makes you feel. It's the lingering fear, the anxiety, the sadness that can follow you long after the event has passed. It's the way your mind and body react to the memory of that event, sometimes in ways you can't control. It's an emotional response, a deep-seated reaction to something terrifying, something that shakes you to your core. It's the feeling of being overwhelmed, of being unable to cope with what has happened. It's the sense of helplessness and vulnerability that can be so hard to shake. It could be an accident, a physical attack, sexual abuse, or even witnessing something horrific. Trauma can come from many sources, and it doesn't discriminate. It can affect anyone, regardless of age, gender, or background. And let me tell you, the mind remembers. It holds onto these experiences, sometimes in ways that are not immediately obvious. The memories can be buried deep, only to resurface when you least expect them. It holds onto these experiences, and sometimes they can bubble up to the surface and wreak havoc on your life. You might find yourself reacting to things in ways that don't make sense, feeling emotions that seem out of proportion to the situation. Now, right after a traumatic event, it's normal to feel numb, shocked, even confused. Your mind is trying to process what has happened, and it can take time to make sense of it all. You might feel like you're in a daze, unable to think clearly or make decisions. You might deny that it even happened. This is a common reaction, a way for your mind to protect itself from the full impact of the trauma. Denial can be a way to cope, to give yourself time to adjust to the reality of what has happened. That's your mind trying to protect itself. It's a defense mechanism, a way to shield yourself from the pain and fear. But over time, these defenses can break down, and the full impact of the trauma can hit you. But as time goes on, you might start experiencing flashbacks, nightmares, anxiety, the works. These are all signs that your mind is struggling to process the trauma. Flashbacks can make you feel like you're reliving the event, while nightmares can disrupt your sleep and leave you feeling exhausted. You might feel like you're right back in that moment, feeling those same terrifying emotions all over again. It's as if the trauma is happening all over again, and it can be incredibly distressing. And these feelings, they're not your fault. It's important to remember that trauma is a natural response to an unnatural event. Your mind and body are doing their best to cope with something that is incredibly difficult to process. They're a natural response to something unnatural that happened to you. Understanding this can be the first step towards healing. It's okay to seek help, to talk about what happened, and to take the time you need to heal. Remember, you're not alone, and there is support available to help you through this. Trauma can stem from a whole laundry list of events. It's not just one thing or another, it's a complex web of experiences that can leave lasting impacts on our mental and emotional well-being. We're talking physical and sexual abuse, car accidents, natural disasters, and so much more. These events can be sudden and unexpected, leaving individuals feeling vulnerable and helpless. War, you name it. The horrors of combat and the devastation of war-torn areas can leave deep psychological scars that last a lifetime. Soldiers and civilians alike can be profoundly affected, and don't think for a second that witnessing violence can't be traumatic. Being a bystander to a violent act can be just as harrowing as being directly involved. The shock and helplessness can be overwhelming. Seeing something horrible happen to someone else, especially a loved one, can leave just as many scars. The emotional toll of watching a family member or friend suffer can be immense, often leading to feelings of guilt and helplessness. And here's the thing, everyone's experience is different. Trauma doesn't look the same for everyone. What might be a minor inconvenience for one person could be a life-altering event for another. What might be traumatic for one person might not be for another. Our backgrounds, personal histories, and support systems all play a role in how we process and cope with traumatic events. We all process things in our own way, and there's no right or wrong way to react to trauma. Some people might cry, others might become numb, and some might even appear unaffected on the surface. The important thing is to recognize that if you're struggling, if you're not feeling like yourself, something's going on. Don't ignore it. Seeking help is a sign of strength, not weakness. Don't try to tough it out on your own. Reach out to friends, family, or a professional. There are resources and people who care and want to help you navigate through your pain and find a path to healing. Chapter 3. Trauma can manifest itself in a whole bunch of ways, and sometimes you might not even connect the dots. You might be dealing with flashbacks, nightmares, crippling anxiety, or thoughts that just won't quit. These intrusive thoughts can take root in your mind, replaying the event over and over again like a broken record. And it's not just in your head. Trauma can manifest physically too. We're talking headaches, stomach problems, insomnia. Your body's a finely tuned machine, and trauma can throw it completely out of whack. You might find yourself constantly on edge, easily startled, unable to relax. Your body's stuck in fight or flight mode, even when there's no danger present. Chapter 4. Trauma doesn't just disappear. It can seep into every aspect of your life, affecting your relationships, your work, your health, everything. You might find it hard to trust people, to form close bonds. Intimacy might feel impossible, and communication can become a minefield. Your work life can suffer too. Concentration becomes a struggle, and you might find yourself calling in sick more often. Trauma can lead to depression, anxiety, even substance abuse, as you try to numb the pain and escape the constant reminders of what happened. It's a vicious cycle, and it's crucial to break free. Chapter 5. Look, I'm going to tell you straight. Seeking help is not a sign of weakness. In fact, it's one of the bravest things you can do. When you reach out for help, you're taking the first step towards reclaiming your life and your mental well-being. It's a powerful declaration that you are ready to face your challenges head-on, and that you believe in your own capacity to heal and grow. It's a sign of strength. It shows that you have the courage to confront your issues and the determination to seek a better, healthier life. Remember, everyone needs help at some point in their lives, and there's no shame in admitting that. It takes courage to face your trauma head-on and say, I'm not letting this control my life anymore. This is your journey, and you have the power to change its course. By seeking help, you're taking control and making a conscious decision to improve your mental health. There are professionals out there, therapists, counselors, who are trained to help you work through these experiences. They have the expertise and the tools to guide you through your healing process. They can offer you new perspectives and strategies that you might not have considered before. Therapy can provide a safe space for you to process your emotions, to talk about things that you might not feel comfortable sharing with others. It's a place where you can be completely honest and open without fear of judgment, to understand the root of your struggles, to dig deep and uncover the underlying issues that might be contributing to your current state. This understanding is crucial for your healing journey and to develop coping mechanisms. These are the tools that will help you manage your symptoms and navigate through difficult times. Coping mechanisms can include techniques like mindfulness, relaxation exercises, and cognitive behavioral strategies. Medication might be an option to help manage symptoms like anxiety and depression, especially if these symptoms are severe and impacting your daily life. Medications can help to stabilize your mood and make it easier for you to engage in therapy and other forms of treatment. But it's important to talk to your doctor about what's right for you. Every individual is different, and what works for one person might not work for another. Your doctor can help you weigh the pros and cons and decide on the best course of action. And don't underestimate the power of support groups. These groups can provide a sense of community and belonging. They offer a space where you can share your experiences and hear from others who are going through similar challenges. Connecting with others who've been through similar experiences can remind you that you're not alone. It can be incredibly comforting to know that there are others out there who understand what you're going through and who can offer support and encouragement. Remember, seeking help is a sign of strength, not weakness. You deserve to heal, and there are many resources available to help you on your journey. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more informative content. Remember, seeking help is a sign of strength, not weakness. You don't have to go through this alone. Reach out, talk to someone, and start your journey toward healing. Take care of yourself and stay safe.